Welcome everyone to Silver Speaks. This is episode 2, and I'm your host, Silver or Silver Lichen, and I'm here by, honestly, one of my favorite artists, Maxx Doodles. I absolutely
Oh,
love his art with a burning passion.
well, thank you very much. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
Hello.
Um, it's episode. Also, I think
Oh yeah,
it's episode 4.
4, not 2. I can't read, I can't math, I can't anything.
It's okay. I get it. I got you.
Hey, Bishop's in here! Oh my gosh, everyone's in here. Hello, everyone. Hope
Yeah.
you're
Hey,
all
guys.
doing well. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, I am. Oh, BRB, internet's dying. This is gonna be a good time. Oh, I'm so glad that you all think so. Yes, T, you are VIP. I'm surprised you didn't notice earlier. Hello, Bishop! Oh my goodness. My stream hasn't caught up to how many people are in chat yet, so. Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay.
Learn to count. No, I cannot. Ah! I can't count for the life of me. I'm getting tired.
It's okay. Counting is hard.
Oh wow, 13. Wow, 13. Holy, did not anticipate that. Alrighty, so I guess we can start off with some questions. Um, let's start off with, let's start with this question. How long have you been drawing professionally? Like, taking commissions or doing, like,
Hmm.
things for people?
Well, I've been taking commissions for about 7 years now, I think. I've been drawing digitally for about 8 to 9 years, and I've been drawing in general for pretty much my whole life. So that's 22 years.
Oh wow. I realized I didn't
And
change this to. I see. I'm a huge derp. I'm sorry.
all good.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
yeah. I
can't wait to get to the point where I can say I've done a decade of art,
oh
but that'll
wow.
be later.
Well, that'll be
Well,
really
digital art,
exciting.
let's say.
Oh.
Yes.
I remember you mentioning something about that when we were on voice chat the other day. You mentioned something about doing traditional art.
Yeah, I mean, before I did digital, I did traditional, because that was all I really had. I would do it on like spare pieces of printer paper or, the backs of work pages that my mom would be using. I'd pretty much drawn any given surface that I could.
Yeah. I.
um, but yeah, and then I got my tablet finally in my second year of high school when I found out that digital drawing was actually a thing that people could do. I don't know what I thought of before then. I thought that digital art was just this magical thing that just suddenly existed. And I was like, wow, the drawings are so good. How are they done that way? Who knows? But as soon as I figured out that digital art was a thing and that I could do it if I got a tablet, then I was all over that.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much all I've been doing ever since I got my tablet about 8 years ago.
Nice. Yeah, I recently got into digital art a little bit more. I started, I think I started with a Wacom Pen and Touch tablet,
Mm,
but then I realized that
that's the
my.
one that I currently have.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who are looking to do some digital art, Wacom and Huion do some really, really nice drawing tablets. They have ones with screens and some that do not, but it's all like I highly, if you want to get into digital art, those two companies are the best to start looking at.
Hmm.
Yeah, I personally have a iPad Pro 2019 model. It's the bigger one, but
Okay.
because I learned that I don't have the hand-eye coordination to do it without a screen. I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
But yeah.
I haven't actually properly tried screen tablets before,
hmm
but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure one day I'll get to that point.
Because
Not yet.
I
I don't
remember
feel the
you
need for
saying that
one.
like the the size of the tablet also kind of matters, especially because it's like too big or too
Yeah,
small.
yeah.
But yeah, because I'm pretty sure there are some that are relatively small, so I think it works.
Yeah, I mean, it all really depends on what your comfort zone is. Like, for example, when I was doing traditional art, I would always default to using A5 size sketchbooks instead of A4 because A4 felt too big,
Hmm.
which is why I tend to prefer smaller tablets.
Exactly, which I can understand. Alrighty. Still on the topic of art, what programs do you use? Because I remember seeing you on Photoshop a couple times, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so Photoshop is my main drawing program. That's the one that I use pretty much for any given piece that you see from me. Um, the one that I have personally is an older version, and then and then I use the newest version for work. Um, uh, Other digital art drawing programs that I've used include Paint Tool Sci, which was the first drawing program that I used. It's very good. Very beginner friendly. So if you're looking for a good starter program to use, Paint Tool Sci is really good.
I can agree with
And
that.
then I've also used Clip Studio Paint in the past. I own it. I feel like I should use it more, but I'm just more used to Photoshop, so that's the one that I just use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I got a trial version of Paint Tool Sci. I didn't understand it for the life of me. So I should actually go back and try it because I still have my art tablet that is way too big for me. But I mean, I guess I can give it a try again.
Yeah, I mean it's I feel like once you figure out what the buttons do, they're relatively simple. They're all relatively easy to get to. There's no like going into menus and searching for options and stuff.
Hmm.
Everything's easily available and relatively easy to understand. So Paint Tool is a good starter program in my opinion.
Hmm. I can absolutely agree with that. Even though I still didn't understand it, I found it pretty easy to use. Another program that I did end
Hmm.
up using, I don't know if you've heard of it, but Krita.
Oh yeah, Krita. Krita's a really good program as well.
It's really, really nice. I used that for the longest time. Not a huge fan of it compared to Paint Tool Sci though. I'd rather go with Paint Tool Sci.
Yeah, Photoshop gang, Ellie.
Photoshop gang. Sci is love. Oh my gosh. I know so many people that are like Paint Tool Sci like did they just that's all they do. But and I can respect that.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Um
mean that's how I was before I learned Photoshop. Yeah.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, for me I honestly kind of well, I did graphic design back in high school and I I learned Photoshop and Illustrator, but I personally found Illustrator a lot more fun because I like making vector pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vector stuff has always confused me, so I
Hmm.
stay away from it.
I can understand that. Yeah, a lot of my friends actually don't understand it either. So, MS Paint gang says Bishop.
Oh God.
Oh my days. I mean, you can make some pretty interesting stuff with MS Paint, but it's not. I mean,
Yeah. I have some friends who are ridiculously good in MS Paint, and I do not understand why,
I don't either.
but I respect it.
It's the same thing for me. Like, I
Mhm.
I don't understand it, but I can respect it, kind of thing. Text boxes
Mhm.
for the win. Oh no. Oh gosh. All right. So, you mentioned using like the newest version of Photoshop for work. What is your current job, if you don't mind me asking?
So currently I work as a concept artist, which mean like I'm in the animation industry. I studied animation. I got a job at an animation studios and at an animation studio singular.
Hmm.
And yeah, I now work as a concept artist for them, which means I do the drawings of things before they're made into 3D.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Wow. I I'm honestly really, I don't know, what's the word? I respect people that do animation because I tried some animation myself, just 2D animation. It was a pain. It
Hmm.
was such a pain.
2D animation is difficult and it takes a long time, and I feel like a lot of people underestimate that. You
Hmm.
know, like 2D animation requires a lot of patience and a lot of time. So if you're not willing to, spend the time to make a 2D animation and you get impatient and you don't want to spend more than like a day working on any given piece, then animation probably isn't the thing for you. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And I think it's
And
like,
there's nothing wrong with that. Like a drawing can be
hmm,
just as good as an animation. Sorry to interrupt.
no, 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 no worries. That's actually what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's I guess it's also a little bit of trial and error. You get to try it out and then see if it's something for you. Like for me, it's
Mhm.
very not it's not something that I would very much do as a career, but it's fun, but I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. Like a lot of the times I don't have the patience for it, which is why in my free time I'll be doing drawings instead of animations. Though
Mhm.
sometimes I do get the itch and I do one or two, but it's very rare.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've done like, oh gosh, how many pieces? I think I've only done one actual quote unquote animation, but it also wasn't very good. But anyway, um, so outside of drawing, do you have any other hobbies or anything that you enjoy doing?
uh, I don't really have much of a life outside of drawing, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
fair.
recently start playing games,
Ooh,
mostly Minecraft. Yeah,
Minecraft
started playing
games.
Minecraft like a year ago. Hell yeah, woo, block game. um, but yeah, like in my free time, I'll either be playing games, watching YouTube, or drawing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much of a life outside of that.
You know, that's fair. Hot loser, says Ellie. Oh, now Ellie's making us hydrate.
uh, it's fine. I'll just drink my cat paw water. Thanks, Marmite.
So, actually, that leads us into, I guess, the next question.
Hmm.
Let's talk about Marmite. So, some people in chat might not know who Marmite is. Um, who is this Marmite that we speak of?
Well, he's currently on my lap, being very sleepy and purring. He is my cat.
Very,
Um,
very cute cat.
yeah, he's a little kitty that found his way into my garden in March, actually on Mother's Day. And he was half dead. I took him in and threw food at it and loved it, and now it's a purry mess and it's getting fat.
Here, let me see if I can pull it up in window capture.
Marmite is a salty condiment, but also my little sweet kitty.
Hmm.
So
So this
I
is,
have I have brought balance to the word Marmite, in my opinion.
let's see. Oh, so here's Marmite. Marmite is such a precious kitty. I personally really, really like Marmite. Like, cause yeah, cat balance.
Yeah.
But I, if you guys if you guys can't see it, oh, so Marmite has an M on his forehead. It's so cute. I freaking love Marmite with a burning passion. But yes, so that's Marmite. Thought you guys would like to.
I threw food at it and gave it love. Somehow it won't leave me alone. Heart.
I mean, not wrong.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh. So do you know what breed of cat Marmite is?
Not at all really. He's kind of a wildcat. We have some strays in the estate that sometimes like pop up. So I'm pretty sure he was a kitten from a litter from one of the strays. So he's probably very mixed.
That would make
But
sense.
his markings, I'm pretty sure are like a tabby,
Hmm
sort of.
It does look like that. He has a tabby.
Yeah. So I sort of think that he's leaning mostly towards the tabby cat.
hmm the Adventure Man says Marmite looks like a cross between both my kitties, and one of them has the same origin story. That's interesting.
So cute.
So cute. Yeah, the Adventure Man has some really cute cats. I like cats. Put them together and they'll switch lives like the Parent Trap. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Um, let's see. So, how old is Marmite? So about like I guess a
I think
not a year.
he's like 8 months now, I think.
Oh wow, little
Mm-hmm.
kitty. His forehead resembles
Because
Vegeta.
oh,
Cute little kitty.
he doesn't have that much of a reaction to it. He's just asleep.
Oh, sweetie baby. Oh, Marmite is so precious. If you guys want to go see more Marmite pics, seriously, go follow Maxx on Twitter. You can probably also find him on Tumblr. I don't even know if your Tumblr is active anymore.
Yeah, it is. I post my drawings mostly.
Okay.
So if you want cat pics, my Twitter is the place to be.
And if you want art, go to Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
I, oh gosh, I think I found your Tumblr first over your Twitter because I didn't have a Twitter account when I first joined the hermit craft scene.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like.
Yeah, I created my Tumblr first, I believe. I
Mhm.
only created my Twitter a little bit after I started posting Hermitcraft art more frequently.
Yeah, which makes sense. Um, let's see. Let's kind of actually let's go back to let's circle back and go into the hermitcraft kind of topic. How did you actually
Okay.
get into hermitcraft?
Okay. So, um, long story.
Oh
Not
my.
really. But okay. So, um, when I was first like watching YouTube, the first people that I was watching YouTube for of whatever words English, I was watching sort of like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, that kind of crowd. So when everybody started to play Minecraft, then I was like, hey, this game's actually pretty cool. I've like obviously I'd heard about it before, and I kind of had the reaction of, popular thing bad. Nah. Look at the graphics, they're so bad, blah blah blah, whatever.
hmm
Typical stuff. Um, but after I kind of I after I saw people that I already knew and I already enjoyed their content of, then then I saw like, hey, Minecraft's actually quite an interesting game. I'd love to see more. And then I searched for other Minecraft playthroughs, and I actually stumbled onto iJevan's 1.14 survival let's play.
Ooh.
Um, and I had seen some Hermitcraft stuff pop up on his channel, but I didn't watch any of it because just from the title, I was like, Hermitcraft? What's that? I don't think I like that. I think I will not watch that. Because I didn't really understand the concept of SMPs just yet because I'd only just got into Minecraft, and
hmm
because of iJevan's Let's Play, I started getting a lot more interested in like automatic farms and stuff. Um,
Exactly.
and sort of like, what's this redstone thing? So naturally, that kind of led me to Mumbo Jumbo, who then also led me to Green. So I started watching Mumbo Jumbo and Grian. And obviously they were mostly posting Hermitcraft stuff. Um, and for the first little bit, I was avoiding it because I was like, "Ugh, I still don't know about this whole Hermitcraft thing. I don't think I'll like it. It sounds weird, you know."
Mhm.
Um, but the thing is, like, there was so much Hermitcraft content and not much else coming out on their channels like that was new. And I'd already gone and watched their older sort of, building stuff or redstone stuff. And I was like, okay, fine, fine. I'll watch one Hermitcraft video because I am so bored. Um, and that I started watching Hermitcraft midway through season 6.
Okay.
Um, and as soon as I watched the first video, I was like, okay, I'm addicted. And I went and watched the entirety of Green's Hermitcraft season 6.
Mhm.
And then I stayed and followed the whole process of season 6 from halfway through to the end. And then obviously I started watching a few more hermits in that time. I started watching Iskal. I'm pretty sure I started watching Tango by the end
Ooh.
of season 6. And then when season 7 started, I was like, I'm going to watch them all.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's
Uh,
my Hermitcraft story.
oh gosh, so you started a lot earlier than I did.
Really?
I started watching like in the beginning of season 7. I think I started in
Okay.
June or July, one or the others. I was having a rough time and then I was like, oh, I found Hermitcraft. I blame Mumbo for the entirety of my Hermitcraftness because I watched one of his videos and it had this person named Grian, and I literally read it as Green the first time, I admit. So I was like, who is this person? So I watched Grian, like I went to his channel and then found Hermitcraft, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. I'll give this a shot because I also saw it on Mumbo's channel. And
Mm-hmm.
then here I am.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually quite surprised that you started watching later than me because I'm still under the impression that I'm the new guy here. I'm
Yeah.
like everyone else has been watching for like 10 years,
Oh goodness.
like everyone's been a fan of these people for 10 years and I'm the new person and I don't know anything. But I'm
Yeah.
glad like, other people are also new.
I know, I am too. Cause like I I thought that you would have been around for a lot longer. Cause like I talked with Ellie and everything, and then he's been around since Minecraft and everything. But then
Hmm.
hearing you having only joined like midway through season 6, that kind of, it's very interesting to see where people
Mm.
hop in. But yeah, on that topic, who's your favorite hermit?
Oh, I hate this question.
I gotta ask it.
It's very difficult because I have like 4 or 5 favorites.
Ooh.
I love B-dubs, obviously.
Oh, of course.
I love Tango. I love Scar. I love Corellis. I'm forgetting someone. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting someone. Wait. Brain is not working.
Do you want me to list off all the hermits?
No.
I literally
Whoever
have
I'm
a
forgetting,
list.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just have an entire list of all the hermits, oddly enough,
Yeah.
because
I'm pretty sure those are my main guys. Let me quickly go. Actually, let me look through my YouTube subscriptions to
that's a good
double
idea.
check. Um, let's see.
D00 and Curalis says
Obviously,
that.
beat up score, Corellis, yes.
Oh my gosh, Bagels is calling Ellie a simp. You know what? That's fair. And then Bishop says boomer.
Yeah, I think actually those 4 are my main ones, and then Etho. I only recently, obviously, I don't know him from ages ago, so I can't say I'm like a massive, massive fan that's been following forever. But
Hmm.
he's great. I enjoy him. He's chill. I
Oh
like
yeah,
him.
I can
Etho's
agree.
good.
He's he's like, I really like Etho. I've talked with a lot of Etho stands, like, or people from Slab Twitter, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically the ethos side of Twitter. And it's interesting how many people really, really like ethos content because
Yeah.
yeah. And then Ellie somehow managed to get in a stream with him. I'm a little envious, but
I mean, it's pretty cool, but
mm-hmm,
like also he's just a guy, and I think people kind of forget that sometimes. So
exactly.
yeah,
Which is
but
honestly
it's
why.
awesome.
Hmm?
Sorry, no, continue.
Oh, so that's kind of basically why I have this podcast because it's to show people that content creators are just like us. They're humans.
Yeah.
They're fans of some people as well. Like um, I don't know. Oh gosh, let's see. I'm trying to think of someone. Um, oh gosh, because like Ellie, and then you with your favorite hermits and everything. I don't know. It's like it's fun to see that people who we look up to are humans too, and they have people that they look up
Hmm.
to as well. So it's humanizing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Hmm.
I love the whole idea of doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, good on you, man.
Thanks. Thanks. Etho, Legend of Single Player Worlds and Redstone. He just changed the game. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I
Remember
mean, I
Seth
can't
playing?
like I only knew the game after it had been quote unquote changed by all of this incredible redstone.
Hmm.
Ether hopper clocks have always been a thing to me. So
Exactly.
um, it's kind of strange in a way to think about how oh this guy that I watched created all of this stuff that everybody
Yeah.
uses now. So it's like it's pretty cool.
He's
It's pretty cool.
he's I yeah, because when I figured out that Etho did so much to help change the game to what it is now, it's really fun to see it. It's like he's a
Hmm.
really smart guy. Like holy crap.
Yeah, I'm like when I first saw his first season 7 one because that's when I first started watching him. I was like, oh hey, look, he's a goofy guy who has like a pretty chill voice and does trolly things and cool. He's gonna be a fun person to watch. And then everybody's like, he's a legend. He did all these things. He's
And
like the founding father of Minecraft.
he's quite humble about it, and I'm actually really
Hmm.
inspired by that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bishop said, "Okay, hear me out. Remember Seth Bling? Basically OG Mumbo. Seth Bling is OG Phoenix and Fundy," says Ellie. There's you don't know Seth Bling, right?
No.
Seth Bling is basically as Bishop and Ellie said. Seth Bling was a god at Redstone and just like coding in general, especially for I believe mod packs and different worlds and everything. He was
Okay.
known real well within the Hermitcraft or not Hermit, like just in the Minecraft community.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's Minecraft has evolved so much because I think I played it back in I think two I what what update was I think it was I think it was like 7.1, 7.1. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago, but gosh, I feel old suddenly, even though you are older than me,
Yeah, it's
just by a little
chill.
bit. Um, so getting back into the Hermitcraft topic, if
Hmm.
you had 24-hour access to the Hermitcraft server, what would you do?
Oh god. Um, what would I do? Steal the diamond throne?
For like the fourth time.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I'd probably let's see. I'd probably want to just hang out with some of the hermits, honestly. Like,
Hmm.
I'd love to just, chill with Scar in his little magical village.
Yes.
Go actually have a look and walk around and take in the details and
Oh my gosh, I really want
um
to.
go and have a look at like B Dub's area. Like that is looking incredible.
I know. I
Have you seen like all of the custom trees that he just put in? It's so good.
replace all the trees with wooden planks.
Oh God.
Gosh. That would
Make all the
be.
tree like just take the bottom logs of all the trees.
Can't wait for the world download. Oh yeah, I can't either. That's
Oh yeah.
the first thing I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
is get the world download and actually just study the heck out of the buildings because
Yeah.
I want to know how to build better.
Cause like, okay, I got the world download of season six, but
Mhm.
the thing is, I wasn't there for everything.
Mhm.
So it doesn't it like the parts that I was like I knew of that were built while I was watching season six, those were awesome to look around at because I knew exactly what it had gone through and everything. Whereas all the stuff at the beginning, I hadn't watched all of the Hermit's videos, you know,
Mhm.
for season six. So it didn't feel quite as personal, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
was
makes
just kind
sense.
of walking around a dead Minecraft server with some things that I knew about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing for me for season six.
Whereas, yeah, whereas with season seven, I've literally been here to see every single thing that it's been built, that's been taken down, where it's moved to, what's been happening. So, getting the season seven world download is going to be awesome.
I can 100% agree with that. Like, cause like as you said, I only really watch Grian's side, maybe a little bit of Mumbo, some of Wells Knight, some of Rendog. I think I've watched all of Asuma's from season six as well, but like it's not the same.
Hmm.
But yeah. Let's see.
I want to go play Decked Out.
Yes,
Same.
I do too. Gosh, I'm
Same.
so excited for that. I hope he just reopens it and everything for the
It
world
seems
download.
terrifying.
I
It seems
would be
terrifying, though.
scared out of my wits.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's see. Uh, ooh, how did, mm, what do you know about Hermit Twit?
Uh, that it's Hermitcraft fans on Twitter. That's about all.
Ah, okay. Do you consider yourself part of Hermit Twit, or are you just on the outside of it?
I mean, I'm a Hermitcraft fan on Twitter, so I'd assume that automatically puts me in Hermitwit.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. That works. Alrighty, let's see. Let's move on. Moderators, someone. Oh,
Wow.
I know, I'm so famous. I get bots and everything. Jeez.
Thank you, mods.
Thank
Kissy kissy.
you. I love my mods so much. One of them isn't here today, but like oh gosh, I think both of them aren't here. It's only Alaskan Fits this time, but like I love my
Oh,
moderators so
you're
much.
doing great.
You're doing
You're
great.
doing great.
Love you.
Appreciate you.
Tango said he'd reset it all and make it playable for the world download. Oh my gosh, bless Tango with all of my heart. I
Yeah.
freaking love Tango. His intro music, whenever he like that he plays at the start of his videos. Gosh, that
Yes.
mm, love it. Let's see. Ooh. Let's go back and talk about art. How long do your pieces normally take?
This is a very tricky question, um, because each piece is different with how
Mm-hmm.
long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can be a variant of different like reasons why. It can be number of characters. It can be backgrounds. It can be the detail of the backgrounds. Um, I don't. I have a. I obviously I'm very practiced with drawing, so I have a workflow that I stick to that I'm very efficient with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing is, like each piece is different, so they're all gonna take a different amount of time for me to draw. I can sketch stuff. I can do a sketch in about like 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Um, Line art will always take a little bit longer because it's clean, so it'll take me like an hour and a half if it's like one character drawing with no background, maybe. Probably not an hour and a half. Probably like maybe okay. Let's go one character drawing, fully colored and shaded, with no background. That would probably take me 2 hours in total
Oh wow,
at most.
that's pretty quick
Um,
actually.
it's just because I'm very used to my workflow. I do the sketch, I do the lines, I flat color, I shade, I light, I do effects, and I'm done.
Mhm.
Um, so the more practice you have, the quicker you're gonna get. And especially since this is my job, doing stuff quickly is like it's that's my job. So yeah, and pretty much I draw every single day, all day. So I have a lot of practice, which is why I can be very quick.
Mhm.
But that's not to say that sometimes I don't just like slow way down, you know, distract myself. The reason why some pieces may take longer than others is because maybe I'm like just distracted the whole time. Maybe I'm watching videos while I'm drawing, you know?
Yeah.
So each piece is different. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Oh gosh. I think my typical piece takes roughly about the same if it's like no background, one character, and such
Hmm.
and such. A lot of people are actually shocked that sometimes it takes only a couple hours to do a full piece like that. I it's interesting because then I don't know. It's just like how people view what's like how fast art pieces can take compared to actually doing them.
Yes. Some like once you get into the zone, then stuff can, you know, become really quick. You can be sort of surprise yourself by how quickly you work.
Mhm.
Um, like I and it also comes down to, like I said, practice. If you are new to art, you are more than likely going to take a little bit longer to do stuff because you're still figuring things out. You're playing with anatomy. You're playing with, you know, does this look right? Should I rotate that? Should I, you know?
Mhm.
Um, if you're new to art, then expect yourself to be a little bit slower. Don't put pressure on yourself to be like, I'm not getting this piece done within an hour, therefore I fail, you know?
Exactly.
Um, yeah, just with art, patience is key, especially patience, like not necessarily to get the piece done, but patience for yourself, because you're gonna get better. You just need to draw more. And you can get that need to get better. You can either let that um, sort of hold you back, or you can let it motivate you. You can be like, I want to get better, therefore I'm going to draw lots and I'm going to learn lots from the mistakes that I see in my previous art. And therefore, in a month's time, I can look back at this piece of art and be like, hey, I can see the mistakes that I've made in this, and look, I've learned from them and I've gotten better as a result.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the approach that you want to take when you're doing art. Be patient with yourself. Realize that art and an art style takes time, and that's okay. Everybody's gone through it. Every professional that you've seen has gone through years of hard work and misery and self-loathing, and you know, they've
Yeah.
gone through it and they're still improving. But you can help. You know, take that as a motivation. You can be like, hey, look, this person has spent 8 years of his life drawing digital art, and he's gotten to this point. I could do the same.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly. Um, I Yeah, I can agree with that, especially with the patience part. I had to learn that the hard way because I would always rush my art because I was always surrounded by really good artists, especially like my friends. I have one person who I'm I haven't talked to them much lately, but they help me out with a lot of my anatomy and everything. but I always found myself to be pressuring myself to be as good as they were because
Mm-hmm.
I was constantly surrounded by just really good artists, and I'm like, oh, I really want to be able to do this, this, and this. But wait, I can't do it yet. Oh crap, then maybe I should do this, this, and this in just this span of time. So I would get
Mm-hmm.
severely overwhelmed and severely burnt out really quickly.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like, if you're competitive about art, then you're probably gonna burn yourself out because um you can't change when you started drawing. You can't, go back and be like, actually, I'm gonna start drawing 2 years ago so that I can be 2 years ahead.
Hmm.
So everyone starts art whenever they start. Everybody's at a different level of practice. So if you see someone and you start pressuring yourself to draw just as well as them, even though they have like 5 years ahead of you in terms of practice, then you are going to get disappointed because you won't be able to do 5 years worth of practice in, one session. So
Exactly.
patience with yourself is key.
Hmm. Precisely. And that actually answered one of the questions. Well, I guess I can ask it. Any other tips for artists that are wanting to get better or start doing art besides from
Um,
patients?
always learn the basics. Even if you someone who is practiced in drawing, and you feel like you are getting like so your style sort of stagnating, then I'd suggest going back to the basics, doing some gesture drawings, doing some anatomy drawings. It sucks to do, but it helps so much. It's
Hmm.
literally like I learned this in college, and I'm giving you this knowledge for free. It's not a secret. It's not some magical thing that you do. You do a little rain dance, and then all of a sudden you're better at art. You just have to sit down. There's plenty of websites that you can go to that give you random poses and stuff in photographs and give you a certain amount of time to do it in. It's mostly it's mostly like if you search gesture drawings, then you can find examples very easy. Uh, so yeah, like just sit down 15 minutes a day or so, and then just draw from real life. Don't sit down and draw stuff that's already stylized because you're going to be learning anatomy wrong, basically. You want to learn anatomy first, the way that it's done in real life, the way that it works in real life, and then you can go and stylize. Because if you stylize stuff before learning how it looks in real life, then you're going to be missing some basic knowledge and your stuff's going to look kind of weird and you're not going to understand why does it look weird. Maybe it's because the elbow's too high. Maybe it's because the eyes are too low on the face, even if it's stylized. The basics are essential.
Exactly. That's always what I tell my friends who ask me, like, "Oh, do you have any tips for making art better or making it look better?" I always say work on anatomy because that's the one thing that I focused on for like I think about a couple months to over
Mm-hmm.
about a year, and it's helped me immensely. It's like work on anatomy, learn the basics.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
helps so
Like
much.
even with me, even at the level of practice that I'm in, even though I do the stuff for work, I still sit down every now and then, and I sit like I try and do this at least once a month, where I get a good session of anatomy practice in
Hmm.
because it's always good. Like more practice is never a bad thing.
Exactly.
That's all.
There's no such thing as too much practice unless you overdo it,
Exactly.
which I mean, it's not
I
really
mean, there's
possible.
there's such thing as too much practice at one time
Exactly.
because you suddenly realize, hey, look, I haven't slept. I need to go to school or I need to go to work in an hour. That's bad.
Oh, that
Don't do
is
that.
really bad. I'm looking at you, couple people in chat. You know who you are. Calling you eyes
But
out.
yeah, I know it's like very easy to feel extremely motivated one day and just go overboard, but practice that's spaced out is always better.
Exactly. Yeah. Just take it easy on yourself. As Max said, be patient. It'll be worth it in the end. Though if you're a background artist, composition may be more useful to practice, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. So when I'm saying like learn the basics, I mean anatomy, I mean composition, I mean um color theory, um what else? Form, silhouette, gesture, all those like the basics. I'm pretty like yeah, I'm everyone kind of understands what the basics of art are, but do you really know them?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question to you.
Exactly. Yeah. Haha, can't art, can't relate. Oh, I can.
Everyone can art.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone can art well,
Exactly.
but everyone can change that fact.
Exactly. Let's see. Um, ooh, I got a good question for you. Have you had any issues with art theft before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I had a feeling that was going to be your
um,
answer.
I mean, not so much in the Hermitcraft fandom, really. I'm actually quite surprised. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. Um, but I think the Hermitcraft fandom has been pretty good in the sense that either stuff's called out, um, or it's like I see a couple like traces every now and then, but it's like it's never for like profit or anything. So I can like chat to the person and be like, "Hey, don't do that," and then
Mm-hmm.
it's fine.
Exactly.
But in the past, I have had a situation where someone has taken my art and sold it on Redbubble.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's.
Um,
Ugh.
luckily, I managed to get Redbubble to take down the store, but I never got any confirmation whether they had earned any money from it or not. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. You have a pretty
I
unique
think that
style,
was
so it's
the.
hard to
Hmm?
copy you and get away with it. Wait, I've tried. Wait, hold up, Ellie.
Ellie, I want to see your attempts.
I do
Show me, show me,
too.
show me.
Please show me. Um, on that topic, actually, how do you feel that like a lot of people can recognize your art just by its style?
It makes me really happy because I think every artist can relate to this statement, or at least this feeling. Ellie, I want you to try and I want you to send me the results.
Yes,
I give
please
you
do.
permission to steal my art style. Do it and show me. Thank you. Okay. I'm
I want
pretty
to see that
sure
too.
every I'm pretty sure every artist can relate to the feeling of feeling like their art style is generic.
Hmm.
Um, because and that's the reason why that is, you have to realize, is because you're the person that's drawing in that style. The style that you draw in is the style that you probably see the most, and that's why it feels generic to you, because you draw in it all the time. But to everyone else it'll feel like distinct, and it makes me really happy to hear that people find my style unique, and that they can uh words are hard.
I
Well, that
know.
they know that the art is mine from just looking at it. It makes me really happy, because then I know that even though I feel like my art isn't anything special, at least other people think it is, and that gives me just like a little extra boost to carry on going.
Yeah, I'm glad because like I honestly really like your art style, and I have tried replicating it in the past just for fun and just to try to test different art styles. Your art
Mm-hmm.
style is very difficult. I don't know. It's
uh,
like I think it's a head shape or something. I don't really know. It's like I really like it, but it's really hard to replicate.
yes, good. That was my intention all along. It was my evil master plan. No, but yeah, honestly, I'm not exactly sure how. Because like, okay, I obviously have different styles that I draw in. I have my less sort of chibi style, but the style that I'm known for in the Hermitcraft fandom, it's one that like it's my easy go-to style, or at least that's how it began. That's how it began. It's my easy go-to style. I don't draw noses. It's just all about expression. It's just all about body language. It's all about personality. That's it. Nothing terribly um technical
Mm,
in the drawings. It's yeah. But the more I drew Hermitcraft, the more the style evolved. Um, and it's almost like I have developed my own style for Hermitcraft specifically. Whereas in the beginning, it kind of started out as my easy go-to chibi style.
mhm.
So it's like it's been interesting, and I think it works. It does its job.
Yeah. On that topic, actually, oh wait, shoot, where'd it go? Um, Shoot, my brain is fritzing out. I'm gonna move on. Uh, where did it go? How do you like? Oh, there it is. What has been your favorite piece so far in terms with like art in general?
Art in general or Hermitcraft art? I mean,
Yes.
I guess I'll keep it to Hermitcraft art because those are the pieces that you'll know.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Wait. Hmm. I'm a fan of, or at least I enjoy the pieces that I've done, where I've done it in my own style, and by my own style I mean like my art style before I developed the one that I did for Hermitcraft.
Mhm.
So I did a piece of Marmite update. He is upside down on my lap. Um, I'm holding him like a baby.
Oh.
um, his legs are in the air. He's fast asleep. There's the Marmite update.
My right updates.
um, okay, so yeah, my favorite pieces are probably the ones that I did in my art style like my art style that I had before I did the Hermitcraft art style. I did a piece of Scar when him and Grian did the Wither fight at the beginning of the season. I still really love that piece. I did a piece of B-dubs, and he's like sitting chilling by the river in front of his base, and I did like a little piece of that. Um, and eh, I think I did a tango one for his birthday.
I do
I
love
did
that one.
that was my first speed paint. Unfortunately, it still had his horns in before I like realized he didn't like the horns. But
Mhm.
I still love the proportions of it and how the coloring came out. So probably my favorite pieces are the ones that I've done in my like what I feel like is my own style. I
Mhm.
call it my own style because it's like my more serious one. Not that the chibi one isn't my style, it's just that it's a less serious, less technical style.
Exactly. Here, I'm trying to see if I can find the B-dubs one. Oh gosh. I'm just scrolling through. I found
Oh yeah,
Marmite.
I remember asking Ellie if I could use what was his building with B Dubs remix, because I did like a sort of kind of speed paint on Twitter of that piece.
Mhm.
Um Yeah, and I used his Building with B-dubs remix
Ooh.
for the audio on that.
Mind if I share it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's Marmite. You know, I mean, okay.
Both work. It's fine.
Where's window capture? Shoot. Okay, give me a minute. Just stare at Marmite for a little bit, guys. Cause, like, why not? Okay.
Isn't that how B-dubs followed me? I don't know, actually. Can't remember.
Come on, open. It's this one.
Could have
Oh wow,
been.
that's really massive. Yes, this is the B-dubs art that the one by the river. It's not going to show the entire thing, and I don't know why. Streamlabs is weird sometimes, but yeah, I really like this piece. This is a really nice piece.
Yeah.
I like
Thank you. I think it's decent enough.
I think it's over decent enough. I just I love your style with a burning passion. I keep saying it, but it's
Thank
so
you.
true.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad. Let's go to can I boop the snoot? Says Bagels.
Sure. Also, please note, I can draw noses. I don't not draw noses in my chibi style because I can't draw noses. I can draw noses.
I mean,
Okay. That rant over.
still has that warmth to it, but yes, the style is different. We can still see your style, like your whole composition knowledge and lighting and shading. I can agree with that.
Aw.
Yes,
Thank you, Ellie.
Ellie.
Aw, I really appreciate that. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I do keep an eye out every once in a while if and when you open commissions, because I have seen that you have opened them in the past, and then I'm like, oh shoot, wait, I'm not on Tumblr or I'm not on Twitter, so rip.
It's always Twitter that I post my commission stuff to, so
Mm-hmm.
that's always the place to look for it. I try not to do a lot of commissions because my work is already drawing. I don't want to have to, sit down in my free time and then work more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do a lot of commissions.
Which is understandable.
But whenever I have the energy for them, I do open them.
Nice. The art Maxx did for me is without a doubt my favorite ever. Oh, is that the multi-eyed one?
No. That would be the Iskal and Mambo that I did for his Do You Even Bust remix.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh my gosh.
I absolutely loved working with you on that, Ellie, and I want to see I want to work with you again in the future because that was really fun. And when you first DM'd me, I was so surprised because I was like, "Oh, this is Ellie Beatmaker! Holy shit!" I was really honored that you wanted my art for a thumbnail, so thank you for that. And yeah, I'm glad that you liked the piece.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
yes.
it.
Yes, I need that so bad. But yeah. Oh, speaking of, you were commissioned by iJevin, and I believe you're now commissioned by Keralis. Is there someone else I'm missing?
Well, I there's two other people now.
Oh.
Yes, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
That's fine.
You guys will see when the merch comes out.
I'm really excited because I know.
Yes, Ellie, that's the second person now.
Oh.
Winky face.
Winky face. Yeah. How did you feel when when the Hermits commissioned you? Cause I think it was Jevin that was the first one.
Yeah, Jevin was the first one. So yeah, Jevon commissioned me for two pieces. The sort of like dissection of his character and then also a little boat gang one. I
Okay.
have Twitter. I see things. Okay, Ellie.
Nice,
Um,
Ellie.
but yeah, when Jev commissioned me, at first I was like, oh, like this is the first Minecraft YouTuber that I started watching. That's pretty dope.
Hmm.
He seems like a really chill guy, and working with him was really fun. He was very easy to work with. Um, so yeah, that was super awesome working with him.
I'm glad.
It was definitely surprising that because I'm so used to every other fandom that I've been in, all the content creators were pretty much unreachable.
Hmm.
So this is the first fandom that I'm in, um, where I can actually, reach out and speak to and work with the same people that I, watch videos of and I'm entertained by daily. So that's super cool in that regard. And I was very surprised to see the willingness of the hermits to actually, work with their fans. So that was super cool. Like the first time I realized that with Jevon. And then Corrales was awesome. I know Ellie has said in the past that Corrales is like one of the best people to speak to, but I didn't really realize how true that was until I actually started speaking to him. He acts exactly the same as in his videos, and he is such a nice person to talk to. He's so funny. So that was an awesome experience.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's really good to hear. Cause like Kiralis in his videos, I freaking love the man. I just,
Hmm.
especially with his builds and everything, it's just Kiralis. I love him.
He's fantastic.
He is.
He's fantastic.
I might try to get him on here at some point. It'll be after I get my new mic though. Kiralis is the nicest
He is
human.
so
He is.
nice. He's
He
so
is.
nice. I want to have an excuse to talk to him more often.
Me too. I just want to talk with him in general, cause like, he's, I just want to talk to Kiralis. But
Yeah.
yeah. Um. Oh gosh. I. What do you know? That's actually a good question. Are there any hermits that you would want to collab with,
Hmm.
other than the
Hmm.
ones that you've done so with already?
Ooh. I hmm. I know that B-dubs started drawing recently, and
Oh my gosh, his art.
I mean, I'm hi B-dubs. You want to collab on a piece, maybe?
Bro, when I saw his art just pop up in my feed, I'm like, hold up, let me read this over again. You did what now? Yes,
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
so
I actually went yelling in his DMs like, "B-dubs, how could you keep this a secret from us?"
yeah, like I never knew that he could draw so well, and I'm just sitting here staring at it for like God knows how long, and I just see it, and I just can't believe the amount of detail and everything that he put into it. It was fantastic, and I'm still shocked to this day.
Man has more talent in his little finger than I do.
I can relate from building to now art. What else can't man?
Hmm.
Because he can sing. I
And
believe too.
singing, he can sing. Hmm.
Oh, I envy this man.
Too talented, not allowed.
Let's
Enough
see.
now. Time out.
Cry asked, "Do you get fan art often?"
um, like yeah, not like super often. Like I get fan art every single day, and they flood my messages. But yeah, like I'm very surprised to see like people actually think of me and they draw my little Sona, and it makes me really happy. I love every single piece of art that I received to pieces, because I know how much effort it takes, um to draw stuff, and the fact that people actually sat down for however long it took them to draw that piece, it warms my heart, and I save every single one of them, and I try and print all of them to hang on my wall.
Oh, that's so sweet. I really like that. I honestly need to do that with the fan art that I've gotten. Once, hold on. Pan, what the heck? That resub, that tier 1 resub for the second month in a row. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks for the subscription. And also, may I remind people that there is a little heart button that you can click for free. And you should do that,
oh,
by the way.
Max, that means so much. Yeah, following is free, subs not so much. Angie Silver on a wall. Oh gosh, I I love all the pieces of art that I do end up getting, especially because the two people I don't know if the other one's in chat, but one of them definitely is Bagels. They did some of my emotes, and I didn't
Okay,
even ask them to really. They just did it, and I'm just so honored to have someone like that.
that's super sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people in chat, feel free to spam them.
Oh,
Ellie!
yeah!
Ellie! Oh
Look
my
at all
god,
my points.
Ellie, God bless you. Follow Maxx
Thank
on
you,
Twitter.
Ellie.
Yes, please. No
Also
Walker,
follow
thank
Silver
you.
on Twitter.
No.
And Ellie and everyone. You look down the chat list and follow everyone on Twitter.
Yes,
There we go.
please do. I guess I can actually start saying.
Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate that.
Be sure to go to Twitter and search for Maxx Doodles and give. Yes, please do, because
You guys are too much.
my community is all about love and support. If you haven't noticed already from the chaotic server, we can go from chaotic to wholesome
Wait,
in a matter of seconds.
hearts in the chat. Hearts in the chat.
Oh, hey! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you guys have access to those. All right, let's see. Renataka at Ka. Thank you for the follow, Max. Thank you for the follow. Oh
No
goodness,
problem.
GBDVQ Og. I don't know how to pronounce some of these. Thank you for the follow, QWERTY, Azenmaru, Holy Wolf, Mego, and Null Walker. Thank you for those follows. It means a lot. Bishop, what is that emote? What is that chaotic emote?
It's a heart, don't worry.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's see. Do you have any plans for the future, like for commissions or just art in general?
Mm, well, commissions. I just got two new ones, so I'm gonna be working in the background on those.
Hmm.
Um, I really wanna do another speed paint at some point soon. I just need to figure out what it is that I'm going to draw, um, and actually record it. Because actually, like, I speed paints are a little bit difficult for me because even though it's going to be sped up and edited anyway, it's always like recording it is like a little extra pressure, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I don't post a ton of speed paints. But I do try my best with every single one of them, and I also recently bought myself new editing software, so that I can, upload higher quality videos. So hopefully people enjoy those. But yeah, I do speed paints as often as my energy levels can handle.
Yeah, which
um,
I can understand why. Speed paints, I
and
I did a
yeah,
couple. They're hard to do.
yeah, like they can be relatively easy to do if you just draw something speeded up and then uploaded it. But then also, you have to you hold yourself to a certain level of quality as well. So then that sort of is another little hurdle. And not to mention finding copyright-free music is
Oh
like
yeah,
the biggest pain.
that is absolutely one of the biggest pains, especially for even streaming as well. Because,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Cause yeah, like for me, what I love doing is I love looking for songs that fit the mood of whatever piece that I'm drawing in the speed paint.
exactly.
Um, so I could just go and find any random copyright-free music and slap that into my editing software and use that. but I want people to, feel the feeling of the piece in the music.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that just is a little bit more complicated to find copyright-free music that's good, that has the same feeling as the piece, and it's just pain,
Oh yeah.
days upon days of clicking through songs.
Exactly. I know. I can fully relate to that. Some of the people, actually, the people in chat might, they might notice that there is no music in this stream because A had a had some issues with copyright on someone's end, and then me forgetting to actually turn it on. So then I'm just like, you know what? How about we just go with no music today? Because you know what? Why not? The music Keralis usually uses for his time lapse are all copyright free. Good to know. I kind of like Keralis' time lapse music.
Yeah, it's really good, but also like it has a very specific mood to it. So if I ever do like a super wacky piece, then I'll be sure to like use something similar to that.
Yes,
Um, but yeah, like it also just depends on the piece. So yeah.
exactly. Let's. I guess we can move on to you asking me questions if you have any.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Um, how long have you been drawing, by the way?
Uh,
I'm not sure how long you have.
in general or professionally, quote unquote.
Digitally.
Oh gosh, I think it's been about 2 years for digital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you're at a very high level for only doing digital art for 2 years. You have a lot of potential, so keep going.
Oh,
I'm very
thank you.
impressed.
Cough, Ellie, cough. Imagine getting copyright claimed by yourself for music you made. Yet.
Couldn't be me. Cringe.
Sorry, Ellie. But yeah, I've only really started right silver is great. I mean I do have my strengths and I do have my weaknesses. A lot of weaknesses actually. But yeah, I I admit I did take some of the advice that you had from I believe one of your speed paints. I
Hmm.
don't remember which one it was. I think it was your tango one for
Yeah, it would be
the
uh the one where I speak.
Mhm. I need to rewatch
That
that
would be
actually.
the Tango, B-dubs, and Scar piece where they're like arguing over, where B-dubs and Scar are arguing over the maps,
Oh
and
yeah.
how Scar needs a poster of his own, and then Tango's in the background eating popcorn.
Oh my gosh, that was so cute. But yeah, because I used to use full black for my line art, but then as I kind of
Hmm.
watched your video and slowly learned that, maybe black isn't really the best idea.
Like trying to stay away from full black and full white in any piece is that's good if you want to go for a slightly more realistic shading, because if you look at the environment around you, nothing is really pitch black. Even your shirt, if it's black, if you have a look at it, it's not like the void black. So using full black in your piece, probably don't do that if you want to go for more realistic shading.
Exactly. Like even on my oh gosh, I wouldn't consider it an overlay, but the art that I have up on screen, if you guys look closely enough, that liner is not black. It's actually a really dark red. Thank you, Max, for telling me to, or just like giving everyone that tip because that really helped me.
No problem.
Um, and even then, there is no true black in anywhere in this piece, aside from the text above Max's, icon, which you should definitely go follow. Please go follow him. He deserves more followers.
You don't have to. It's fine. I have too many.
No, 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 you don't. You need more. You need more. But I've noticed that
um,
even outlines, full black isn't always great. I use darker blues and darker reds, like Silver says.
yeah, yeah. So like whatever. if you're going for a warmer coloring, then dark red is great for line art. If you're going for a cooler coloring, then dark blue is good for line art. And the
Exactly.
same sort of thing applies to shading. Please, 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 for the love of everything good in this world, do not black or full gray for shading.
Please don't.
Please.
Please don't. I'm doing that
Like
myself.
have a think about what it is that you're drawing, have a think about what kind of lighting you want to go for, and then use a more desaturated color of whatever the lighting it is that you're going for to shade with.
I hate everything, so I'm gonna
Um
use black.
you
Hey.
can
Um.
be edgy with blue just as well. Um but yes, if I was to give examples, for my typical color palette for more warm pieces, all of my shading is done with a desaturated pink color.
Mhm.
So that's for like warm light, and then my lighting will be yellow. With cooler scenes, I'll use a more desaturated blue or purple color for my shading. And then depending on how cool the scene is, I'll go for a very light blue or a very light purple for the coloring, depending on what mood I want to go for. So that's just something to keep in mind is light affects everything, including shadows. So if the light source that you're going for has a warm tone to it, then you're going to want to have your shadows have a warm tone as well.
Mhm. Cry says they use blue and orange for shading a lot.
Okay. Blue's good. Orange is also it's good for shading, but I'd also stay a little bit more towards the reddy pink, because shadows tend to be slightly cooler than the light. So if your light source is warm and it's orange or it's yellow, you're gonna want to go slightly down the color wheel and be more towards the red, more towards the pink, more towards the purple.
Woo. Let's see.
Yeah.
I used to use a lot of like, oh gosh, I can actually probably pull it up pull it up on my phone because I have a whole bunch of old pieces that I did before I actually started learning. But yeah, I used a lot of grays and blacks, and
Mm,
I definitely know better now, which I'm really glad for.
yeah.
But
No, don't worry. Like, believe me, I also used to use black for shading, and that was like, I look back at that art and I'm like, ooh, mistakes were made, but I learned from that. So good for me. And that's the mentality that you should have.
exactly. Yeah. And don't be afraid to experiment a little bit, because like
Hmm.
art, I find it's
Like,
about experimentation to a degree.
yeah, please keep in mind that what I said when I said about the colored like line art and about pitch black, I said if you want to go for a more realistic type of shading,
Hmm.
like there if you want to go super stylized with colors, experiment, have fun, use whatever you want. Colors are there to be used. I'm not going to go there and I'm not going to stand here and be like, you're not allowed to use neon green because that's a bad color and any art that has neon green in it is bad. That's not what I'm here to do. You are allowed to use whatever you want. The color wheel is yours to use and yours to play with. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Preach. Yes. I, oh gosh. Because there are a lot of people that like to gatekeep art, which is
Mhm.
really weird in my opinion. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure color palettes. Ooh. Not a huge fan of that.
Your profile picture is black and white. There's nothing wrong with that. Black and white art is beautiful too.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think I've done any black and white art yet. Well, I mean, unless you count. Actually, no. I don't think I've done any black and white art.
Actually, black and white art is also a really, really, really good way to practice shading. So
Absolutely.
if you ever want to practice shading and practice making things feel 3D, take all the colors away and just like focus on like shading, focus on values.
Exactly. I actually remember seeing a post where you can actually take your current art and then take off, like, or just like put it into monotone colors, and then you can actually
Hmm.
see if there are colors that you should lighten, darken,
Yeah,
etc.
that's a trick that I use. It's called in Photoshop. It's called adjustment layers, and you can just add an adjustment layer, set it to black and white, and you can see your current art piece in its current state in black and white, and you can have a look at it, and you can be like, wait, maybe that hand over there on those pants is kind of blending in. You can't really tell the difference between the two. Therefore, I should maybe darken the pants so you can more clearly see the hand on the pants.
Exactly. Fun fact, doing black and white is as difficult as colored. I can agree with that.
Yes.
I have learned that the hard way. Because I realized that I have one of my sketchbooks near me, and I actually went back into it and to see if I actually did do some stuff, and the answer is yes, I did do some. I did do quite a bit of black and white stuff, but
The difference between black and white and colored art is with black and white, you have nothing to, cheat with.
mm-hmm,
You have to like your values have to kind of make sense, and they have to look right, with colored art, you can kind of cheat and be like, oh, yellow is such a different color to blue. Even if they're the exact same value, you can kind of tell the difference. And therefore, sometimes people don't focus that much on values and tones when they're doing colored art because they can cheat in that way because colors look so different.
exactly.
So, in that sense, yes, colored art and black and white art are just as difficult to do as each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Um. Oh shoot. Oh, my brain just did a really big derp, and now I'm forgetting things.
It's okay. Don't worry. Calm down, take a breath, and
I need Green's
and we
gong. I
continue.
need that.
Yes, wait, I don't have anything. I have my gloss.
I mean,
There we go. That's relaxing, right?
let's see. Do I have anything in here? I mean, I have my ukulele, but like, I don't. I also don't want to. It's behind me, but I don't want to grab it.
Yeah.
But yeah, breathe. No, I'm not gonna breathe. Here, I'm gonna just hold my breath. Okay, he's making me
No.
hydrate. No, Ellie, that's cheating.
Now we have to breathe.
Realism will always scare me. I can agree with that. I am not.
Realism is difficult.
It is. It's
I
scary.
have to refill my gloss now, Ellie. Thanks for that.
Realism is a struggle. Yeah, that's why I don't really do that much realism.
Realism is a struggle, but it's important to practice because
Exactly.
then you can realize how stuff looks.
Thank you,
Stretch.
visual.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
have to get up.
No, you don't. You can just do it in your
Boo.
chair. Just don't wake up Marmite.
I my legs need stretching anyway, but still, boo. You should
Um.
feel bad for that. It's okay. Thank you. I needed that.
Oh, let's see. Oh, Silver Max, thoughts on drowning? Okay, so I set a
Bad.
limit.
Don't do
So
that.
I set a limit. I believe it is. Oh God, how many is it? I actually should pull up Twitch and see how much it is because there's a total of 50 that you can do, but I set a limit to how many each person can do because last time when Puka was on here, you guys tried to drown us. Should I get my scar and work on him? Yes?
If you want to, if you feel like it, if you're motivated, then put that motivation to good use.
Yes. There is a limit of 2 per person per stream.
Ha. So there.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, people are sending me friend requests. Ah! Yes.
Social anxiety.
I know. Oh gosh. It's funny because I know both of them. Don't worry. I love you too. Let's see. Any other questions?
Um, I know that you do a lot of things. Like I watched your previous VODs with Ellie and Puka.
Ooh.
I know that you do like Taekwondo and other things which I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think I saw on your Twitter bio something about like art that you do professionally. Can you elaborate on that?
I did? What? Wait, what?
I
When?
don't know. I don't know. Like, wait, let me check on your.
Like we might just
Okay.
go straight to Twitter.
Oh, the Warframe capture artists.
Oh, yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. That makes more sense now that I've seen your Discord and stuff. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's
I thought it was like you were when I first saw your Twitter bio, I almost thought like, oh, okay, you're working for like a gaming company and you're doing art for them, you know?
yeah. I I yeah, Capture is basically stylized photography with metallic robot like ninjas. Yeah, they're fun.
Sipping 3 glasses of water on Tuesday in it.
Ellie, why are you like this? Oh my goodness. But yeah,
Sorry about that. Continue.
bowl of water. Oh god, I haven't said that in a hot minute. That's oh boy. I haven't done any accents in a while, so like I'm both rusty and not.
I'm just bad.
Oh yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna ask Max this because I know it, but I don't know if you all know it. Max, where are you from?
Originally, I was born in the US, but I've lived my entire life in South Africa, which is why I haven't don't have an American accent.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was honestly like I don't know. I guess I wasn't really paying much attention when I first listened to your speed paint, the one where you were talking and everything. I guess I wasn't really paying, like I said, I wasn't paying much attention, so I kind of just went like, huh, I wonder where Max is from. And then oh gosh, it was like your message on Twitter, I think, and you said your SAST, which is South Africa Standard Time. I
Hmm.
had to actually look that up.
Oh, hey, Null. Hello, Null Walker.
Hello.
Buddy, pal, chummer. Anyway,
Yeah.
yes, sorry.
I was actually genuinely like shocked, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually pretty cool." And then I think
Yeah,
the first thing that went to my brain was, I wonder if he is near where Ren and Jono grew up.
actually, the first, okay, first of all, I have several things to say about this.
Ooh.
When I first heard Rendog's voice, it probably in one of Grian's episodes, in season 6, I immediately was like, "There's a South African on Hermitcraft." What? I didn't know who he was. I didn't know where he's from. I heard his voice, and I was like, "South Africa, South
Oh,
Africa." It's like, do you know the seagulls from Nemo? Mine,
yes.
mine. It's like
Mine.
South Africa, South Africa, South Africa. What? um, and I can't remember where I heard it from, but I think from like maybe one of Rendog's live streams. I think I live in a very similar area to where he grew up.
Interesting.
So like we're pretty much like if I were to drive to the area that he grew up in, it would be like half an hour's drive
Oh,
for
wow.
me. It's very close.
That is actually quite close. That's like the equivalent of me going to Seattle.
Hmm.
That's interesting. That's so interesting. And also really, really cool. Cup of tea and crumpets. Bishop, what are you? Bagels has a mango. I like mangoes.
Mangoes are really good.
Hmm. Ooh, that.
Do you like cut them in how do you cut them? Because I like to do the thing where I cut off two ends and then I slice them without cutting the skin into like squares and then I flip the thing inside out and I eat the mango off the skin.
What I typically do, I do kind of something similar. I cut off the ends, and then I make the squares. I invert it, but then I cut them out because
Okay.
because I'm a weirdo. But then I also kind of try to take what's left around the pit itself, because like,
Oh yeah, 100%. That's afterthoughts though.
yeah.
My main like I remember mangoes being such a draw to me as a kid
Hmm.
because we did the square thing and that was like we called that like the porcupine. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm gonna eat the porcupine mango. Woo,
Oh.
I'm a kid. This interests me.
Yeah, I we got two types of mangoes here. Like I don't know if anywhere else has them, but like we have these things called honey mangoes, and they're
Hmm?
really really good. They're like a mango, but they're sweeter almost. They're not as tart or anything,
Okay.
but it's really they're much smaller, but they're also really really good.
Okay,
And
I've never heard of that before, but I'm
mhm,
interested to try one.
yeah, I'll see if I can look them up and see if they might be where you are. I don't know, possibly.
I have no idea.
Um,
But like if I ever go to the US, then I will keep an eye out for honey mangoes.
Please do. Um,
Also, cringe mania, you should have a mango. Go to your local grocery store, purchase a mango, and eat it. It's very good.
yes,
You will not
please do.
regret it. Unless you hate fruit,
Oh
then
gosh.
oops.
Speaking of fruit, aside from mango, what other kind of fruit do you like?
Okay, I love pretty much all fruit except for grapefruit because it's bitter, and I'm not into that.
Nah.
Um, but I love mango, I love pineapple. But the fruit that I eat most often, that I enjoy the most often, is banana.
Yes, bananas. I actually have a
Mm,
I actually have a smoothie off to the side and it has banana in it, and I'm very very happy.
nice.
Um,
Banana's always a really good base for a smoothie.
mhm. So
Also, coincidentally, two of those fruits that I mentioned that are my favorites are two fruits that I enjoy on pizza.
legasp, meaning pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple and banana on pizza is really good. Uh, yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I'm not going to do a huge debate, but yeah,
What do you think
if
of?
you haven't tried pineapple on pizza and you have this massive reaction to it, how about you try it first?
Yes,
That's all I have
I'm
to say
mostly
about
down.
that.
What do you think about? Because I remember Suma said something about kiwis or strawberries on pizza.
I have never heard of that, but I have. Um, Banana on pizza is really good. Okay, like, have you ever had fried banana or cooked banana in any way? It like makes it super like sweet and caramelized, and that on pizza is really good. Okay, try it.
You say yeah. Bagel says it hurts them. Oh no. Oh no. What are we?
um,
Ren said it was good.
yeah, Ren's from South Africa. He's also had banana on pizza. It's great.
Oh goodness.
Wait, what were we talking about before Ellie interrupted with his freak?
Good question. Ooh, so Max, with COVID, was your job affected by the pandemic? I know a lot of media companies suffered a lot, especially audio visuals and cinema.
Yeah, so before COVID, I was living in town and I was traveling to work, to actually work in office. And it was good. I felt a little bit more like a functional member of society. I'd wake up like super early, I'd drive through to work, I'd get there on time, I'd have my coffee, I'd sit down at my desk, I'd have my team around me to chat to throughout the day. Um, we'd go out on break, we'd have lunch at the office, or the studio, more like, and we'd like sit out on the grass and we'd all have a good chat. And then at the end of the day, after we finish working, I'd drive back, I'd stop off at gym, and then I'd go home and promptly fall asleep because holy shit, commuting is exhausting.
Oh yeah.
Um, so when COVID hit, first of all, stuff didn't really change. COVID was just being spoken about in the background. Like, this like new sickness that's like maybe similar to swine flu. Maybe it's just gonna come and go and everything's gonna be fine. Nobody was super worried about it at the beginning. And then the lockdown happened. So that means that all of a sudden we all have to work from home. And luckily, because of the type of work that I do, most of the stuff is done through the internet anyway, where we all upload onto a drive and we all submit onto a website where like work stuff is handled. So our company was lucky in the sense that it was relatively easy for us to switch to fully remote working. Although it was like a bit of a pain to have to set up my work PC at my own home, and having to move again because I was only living in town for my work. So I had to move all the way back to my previous place where I was living. So yeah, I had to like quickly pack up stuff, run back home before lockdown was called.
Oh
That
goodness.
was like quite the evening. But yeah, like stuff settled down very quickly. Everyone's super used to remote working now, and we're still doing it, and it's like it's pretty comfortable. And I've gotten so used to it now that I can't imagine having to commute again. I don't want to have to spend hours every day driving.
Oh no. Yeah, I
So
both
yeah,
my
remote
works I
working is
have to.
pretty cool,
Oh,
and I am very lucky to be able to do it.
yeah. For both my works, I actually had to commute for because one of them is skiing, the other one was for childcare and everything. Commuting is so difficult. Like I don't want to
Mm,
commute because it just takes time out of my day,
yeah.
and I also.
Like you don't really realize how much time it actually takes until you start working and you start having to actually do it.
Hmm.
And it also takes a lot of energy as well. Like I have
Exactly.
so much more free time now than when I did before when I was actually working in office, which is why I can draw a lot more hermitcraft now. Because the hours that I would have spent driving, I can actually spend, doing my own stuff.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, and I have more energy as a result. Like honestly, the first month of me like working, because this is actually my first job. The first month of me working, I would get home at the end of the day, and I would just sleep. I would have no energy when I got home. I'd have to sleep, and then you know get in as many hours as I could before I had to start this all over again.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh gosh. I think my work period
Oh,
wasn't.
the adventure man has to leave.
Oh,
Bye, dude.
bye.
Thanks
Have
so much for
fun.
stopping
Thank you.
by.
Yes, thank you for popping in. Love you lots. I'll message you after and make sure that you're still alive by the end of it. Because if I remember correctly, he almost fell off the roof trying to set up Christmas lights.
Oh dear,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah, it that was a message and a half to receive. But let's see. We got a little bit more time, right? What time is it? Yeah, we got some time. Oh boy. Let's see. Ooh, what's your favorite snack aside from candy? Because I know we talked about candy earlier. Like, I think it was
Damn
yesterday.
it, that was my first answer. um, can I say Doritos?
Yeah, I
Does that count as candy?
no, because it's not necessary. It's not. Yeah, no, it's not. No, no, I don't consider it candy.
Yeah, well, we have apparently a very unique flavor of Doritos here in South Africa called sweet chili pepper, and it's the best thing ever. It's the dark blue packet, and I was tricked when I went to the US because I was like, ooh, I feel like Doritos with my Subway. I am going to purchase my favorite flavor, the dark blue packet. And I sat down and I enjoyed my Subway sandwich and I enjoyed my beverage. And then I was like, best for last. My favorite flavor of Doritos. I open the packet, I shove a chip in my mouth, and I'm greeted with ranch.
No. Oh
I don't
no.
like condiments. Who decided it was a good idea to make a condiment flavored chip?
Someone.
And why did they decide to make it the dark blue packet? I was tricked. I'm so upset.
What was the flavor? I'm gonna look this up.
Hmm?
What was the flavor? I'm looking this up.
Sweet chili pepper flavored.
Ooh, I found it right away. Oh, down. Go. There. Oh, okay. That's a really dark blue. That's a lot. Ah.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really, really good. Ketchup chips is good. Ranch
Ketchup
dressing.
chip sounds like a mistake.
It's
I'm
like,
sorry, Ellie.
oh no.
To me,
Bagels.
it sounds like a mistake. But
Oh
you know
gosh.
what? That means there's more ketchup chips for you. So have
Exactly.
fun with that.
Bagels asks, do you play or like any instrument? If so, which?
Okay, as okay, when I was in primary school, I used to play recorder, but I quickly dropped that because that sucks
Oh
anyway.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, I used to play guitar. And I still own a couple guitars and I enjoy guitar. I don't really play it that often anymore, which is a pity because I got pretty good. Um, but yeah, the problem is a lot of people started pressuring me to make my own music. But
Mm,
I do not possess that skill. Yeah.
yeah.
There's a very particular skill to be able to make up a melody. And I'm someone who can play music that is already written and that I already know. I can do that if I practice and I learn it. I'm not extremely talented, but if I put in work, then I am capable of, playing songs that other people have already written. But I was being pressured by several people to, start writing my own music because that's the better way of playing guitar, or at least that's how they thought the better way of playing guitar was. And that made me lose my passion for music, or at least
Yeah.
playing music.
Understandably
So,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, I luckily I had like I. It's also just because I started getting more and more interested in art, and I shifted my focus to that instead of
yeah,
other
that's fair.
things like music or singing or acting. Like those were my other things that I used to enjoy, but all of that kind of fell away for art.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Pressure really messes people up. Absolutely.
Hmm.
100%. Pressure in general is
And
just,
like pressure in general. That like if you pressure yourself, then you're gonna mess yourself up. So please don't do that.
yes,
Be
please don't.
kind to yourself.
Yes, be nice to yourself. You all are worth it. Be nice, please.
Yeah.
Cry.
Please don't
I
squash your cat
squashed your
either.
cat. Oh no, you almost squashed your cat. The poor cat.
Where is my cat, by the way? Oh, he's sleeping on my other chair. Okay. Marmite update.
Marmite update. Let's see. Let's see. You what? Mustard over ketchup, says Kuba.
Neither are good.
Ketchup is made for everything. Ellie.
Incorrect. Do you put ketchup on ice cream? I do not think so.
Ew. I mean, I think Heinz did make ketchup ice cream.
Oh God.
It was.
Mistakes were made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think. Um, so when is Bishop coming on? Good question. I don't know. He's sleeping right behind me. Oh, so cute, so cute. Oh,
Well,
I
now
remember.
he's squished.
Poor baby. Uh, do you prefer electric or acoustic guitars?
Hmm. I So I have both, but my favorite one is God. It's been so long since I've played that I forget the name of it now. But my favorite one is one that can do both. I forget what the actual name of it is though, because there's a
Oh,
specific name that you call them. But it's a steel string guitar that can be played, like without being plugged in. Um, and you can also plug it in and it can like go through the speakers as well.
let's see.
Anyone who knows more music related things, can you please put the name of it in the chat because I cannot remember for the life of me right now and I'm going to beat myself up about it later.
Mm, let's
What Maxi do you know the oh I
Do you know
what
the Ulu language?
I uh oh that's his language. Oh apparently not.
Yeah, Bagels is quite fluent in the Ulu language.
Apparently I'm not very fluent at reading it.
Yeah, reading it is one thing, speaking it is another. Oh goodness.
Yeah. I
Uh,
feel like speaking it would be a lot easier than reading it. But yeah.
yeah, agreed. Let's see. Chat, feel free to ask any questions you got for either of us. This is also
Mm-hmm.
your time to shine, everyone. um, let's see. Uh, I have an idea.
I
Wait,
guess okay.
is oh, you did change it back. Okay, so your profile picture on Discord used to have cat ears.
Oh no, it still
It
does.
still
It's
does.
just you can't really see it.
Wait,
You just can't
actually.
really see it because it's like
Oh wait, yes, I can. Okay,
yeah.
now I can. Never mind. You're still part of the cat squad.
The creeper in the background has cat ears that shine through everything.
It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, and then there's me who changed my entire profile picture by redrawing it.
I
I don't know why I did.
mean, usually I would do that. Like I did a completely new icon for Halloween, but
Mm.
I was lazy.
That's fair. Oh yeah, wait, is your thing? Oh wait, no, you did change it. Okay, because my brain when I remember that you did the Halloween version, and then I
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
spaced about.
My Tumblr is still my Halloween version of my icon, and I need to change that. Uh,
It.
I just carry on forgetting.
Next, I'm looking. Oh man, intensifies. I love that. That's the first thing I see. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
like I actually made my Tumblr first, and okay, here's some interesting little tidbits about like when I first started drawing Hermitcraft. Um, the first drawing that I did of Hermitcraft was actually in season 6. I didn't start drawing fan art in season 7.
Oh.
Um, I was enjoying season 6 and I was enjoying the whole demise storyline and I just started watching Scar and I absolutely loved the man because who doesn't? Um, but yeah, he died in demise with his skin of him holding jelly above his head.
Oh
And I
yeah.
remember watching that moment and having just like such a clear picture of what that would look like drawn in like my style.
Mhm.
So I did like a 5 minute sketch. Like it was super sketchy, it was super quick. Um, and I was like, I need somewhere to post this. So I made an entirely new Tumblr. And I just like slapped whatever onto it, which is why it's called Our Man Intensifies. And I don't intend on changing it because I think that's pretty funny, actually.
I think so too.
um, but yeah, I made a new Tumblr. I posted it, and I promptly never looked at that Tumblr ever again.
Hmm.
Like that piece got like maybe 11 notes and I faded off into the distance once again. And I just watched Hermitcraft. I just lurked watching the Hermitcraft videos and doing nothing else with the fandom side of things. And that's how I spent like pretty much my entirety of season 6. And then when season 7 started up, I started getting a lot more of those moments where I would see these scenes and I would just be able to picture it so clearly in my style that I actually like I had to like go and quickly sketch it out. And so I started posting little sketches more frequently, and it was always little sketches, little like 5 minute sketches that I would do like in my breaks while I was working, or after work when I got back home and I still had energy to draw. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like how I started drawing more frequent hermit craft. I started getting a little bit more traction, and the more people started enjoying my art, the more effort I wanted to put into it. And
Hmm.
yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, and like I'm honestly glad that you started taking up like some like just hermitcraft art because like if you I'm wondering if you hadn't, I wonder where I would be with my art. But yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's cool, like the sort of butterfly effect that you have on people, because I can assure you that you've probably done similar things for other people, even if you don't
Absolutely.
realize it.
Absolutely.
Um, so yeah, like I know a lot of people sometimes like to ask like, oh, if you could go back and change anything in your life, what would you do? Eh, I think the place where I am currently is it's good, and if I changed anything, I don't know what would happen to like other people. So, uh,
Hmm.
you know what, changing the past, not that big on that.
Yeah. Like I admit there are some times where I think, "Oh, what if I had done this instead of this?" Or is I would really have wanted to do this rather than this. But like in actuality, I don't want to change that. Like, cause then it would, like as you said, butterfly effect. It would change so
Hmm.
much of what's going on with my life now compared to back then if I had done something different.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think
Like
Tumblr
it's
is?
always fun. Hmm?
No, no, no. You go ahead.
Sorry,
No,
continue,
no, no.
man.
You go. You
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no. My
No, 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 no. You go
I
ahead.
was just I was just thinking like because at the end of high school I was actually considering maybe going into science or something instead of art, or
Oh
instead of
wow.
like going and following my dreams for animation, you know. I would obviously still do art on the side, but it wouldn't be nearly at the level that I am now. So yeah, it's like it's always interesting to sort of theorize about where you could have been if you'd done anything different in your life.
Mm-hmm. Like, what kind of science do you know?
Well, in high school, I studied pretty much all sciences. I did biology, I did chemistry, I did physics, and I
Ooh.
really enjoyed all three of them. So, um, and I did well enough in them that I could have easily gone to university and studied those instead. But
Mm-hmm.
animation's more fun,
Oh
so I
yeah.
did that.
I'm glad because like I don't know, it's interesting to see the people that have like done one thing when they really wanted to do something else, or the other way around
Mhm.
where like they wanted to do something and they did what they really wanted to do, but they also thought of like, oh, what if I went into this field instead? It's interesting.
You know, I'm somewhat of a scientist myself, indeed.
Wait, what does that mean?
It's a meme.
I'm not hip with the
um,
memes, but yeah. Let's go back up to some
yeah.
questions.
Okay, there's a couple of questions that we missed.
Sure,
Do you
sure.
think Tumblr is a good place to post art? It's decent,
Hmm.
definitely.
Not as good
Um,
as Instagram.
and it I don't like Instagram. Um, but yeah, so Tumblr is a really good place to interact with specific fandoms because Tumblr works on tags. So, like if you really want to, get more involved in a particular fandom with art, then Tumblr is a great place to start.
Hmm.
Um, Twitter is pretty good, but like Twitter only really works once you have a bit of an audience. If you're a smaller artist on Twitter, then you're gonna struggle a lot because Twitter's really bad with tags, and people don't like they only see stuff on their timeline when it's retweeted or liked or posted directly onto their timeline. So Twitter's a difficult platform to start up on. Tumblr's a little bit easier.
Hmm. I can attest to that. Instagram, that's where I post my Captura. It took me so long to even just get up to what I am now. It took me like 2 years to get from, I don't know, 0 followers to, oh, I'm almost at 1,300. Okay. Oopsies. But yeah, it's Instagram, the algorithm sucks. I'm not a huge fan, but it is what I have.
Instagram's also full of reposters. I don't like that
I hate
anyway.
them. Hate them with a burning passion. I had my Captura reposted before the yeah, it wasn't fun. Um
Yeah. And it's so difficult to find as well.
yeah, exactly. It's so difficult. How many art styles do you
Uh,
have?
okay. I can do many. Um like because I know my fundamentals, I could pretty much mimic any style that I want to, which is great for the line of work that I'm in because I kind of need to mimic different shows, different movies, art styles to be able to do concept art for them.
Mhm.
But personally, currently, I have two different art styles, but like my art, everyone's art is ever evolving. So if you have more than one style, then own it. Like, don't feel bad. Don't be like, oh, I don't have a signature thing. Like, it's okay. You are allowed to have as many art styles as you want. Nobody's judging you. Like, having more art styles just means that you have more range. So good for you. Do
Exactly.
what you want. Have fun. That's what art's for.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Um I have 3. I say that with a lot of question marks because the way that I draw like armor and like machinery, it's very different from the way I draw people. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, it's very interesting to see how many different art styles I have, but like I typically just stick with my current one, like the one that I did for the art that I did for you. That one is one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cute. I love it.
Young Bishop asked Ellie what his major was, and he said he majored in boiling water.
Same. I felt that. Like oh my god, one of my final practical exams in physics was guess what? We heated up an ice cube and it turned into water. And then we heated up the water and oh my god, surprise, surprise, it turned into steam. How incredible. Let us write down this incredible knowledge.
So crazy.
Yeah, man. High school science. Good
I
times.
know.
Simple times.
Um, let's see. Uh, we got about a minute left, so I guess we should start wrapping it up. Thank you
Oh
so much,
man, that was
everyone.
really quick.
I know it happened by so fast. I lost track.
Yeah.
Water is so versatile.
Water so versatile.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's a certain way that you can actually put it in like a beaker or something where you can actually cause it to turn to ice, melt, turn to steam, and then it just turns back into water, then ice, and then it just has that entire cycle just in a beaker, like a closed beaker, and it's so interesting. I'm not rapping,
That's really
Ellie.
cool. No, me neither. I can't. I just said that I have no musical capabilities, so I
Me either.
shall not do that.
Turn it into plasma. What? No. Oh, goodness gracious. But anyway, thank you, Max, for being on. This has been really, really fun. And if I can, I would love
Yeah,
to have you back on at some point.
yeah, thank you so much for having me. I was a little bit nervous to be on here, but this was really fun.
I'm really glad.
Everyone should subscribe to Silver because they are great. Um,
Yeah, go sub to Max's YouTube channel and go follow his Twitter, please. Because I know you don't do Twitch streaming. Because, yeah.
yeah, yeah. My internet connection is absolutely terrible.
Oh,
Um, so Yeah, but I have figured out recently that I can stream Photoshop on Discord, which is interesting.
Ooh, very cool. I'm gonna have to take a peek at one of those if I catch one of them. Max, why do you guys do this? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh
You're
my.
welcome.
I mean, holy crap. Every time someone does this, it takes me by surprise. Yo. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Holy. You even gave one to Kuba. Oh my god. And Bishop.
I didn't pick, but that.
I
Thank you,
know, but like.
RNG. That was a very good choice.
Oh, that's. Thank you, Max. That means so much to me. Holy
No
cow.
problem. I really like what you're doing. I really like your goal of sort of humanizing content creators, so I want to support you in that. So thank you
Oh,
so much for doing this, and thank you so much for having me.
thank you. Oh my gosh, it's literally, this has been really fun, and it went by way too fast. But
Yeah.
Max Pog says goodbye. Oh my gosh, this is like, this is so strange. I don't know. I I'm flabbergasted. Oh my goodness. Now then, thank you. I do not belong here. You do belong here. Even though your Twitter user says otherwise, you do belong here. Oh gosh. Thank you everyone for hopping in. Thank you for all the lurkers. Thank you for everyone.
Yeah, this
Um,
was really, really fun. So thanks everyone for listening in.
mhm. Now then, let's go raid someone. Max, do you have a suggestion for anyone who's like to raid or anything?
Well, I see Ren is online.
Ooh.
My South African buddy. He
Oh,
doesn't know me, but
his brother is
it's
live
okay.
too.
Oh, cool. Maybe we should rate Jono then.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He only has 45 people viewing, so
Let's
need
go.
some peeps.
Let's go give him some more. For those of you who don't know, Jono is Rendog's younger brother who makes music, and he
Hmm
has also made Ren's intro music, I believe. He is an
And he
amazing.
he won second place. He won second place in
Oh,
the
the
remix my
remix and
remix
remix.
challenge as
Yes,
well.
he did. Literally, I love his entry so much. But anyway, thank you all so much. This has been a pleasure. I'm Silver Lycan, and this has been Max Doodles as well. Thank you again so much. Let's go raid Jono. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was